more of these puppies to go, and then we can start in summer proper. And summer has a Higurashi anime, so that should be better. Why is this anime getting a second season? It doesn't need one. It ended exactly where the series should end, with everyone dead and Lena realizing that no matter what she did, she cannot help them. That is the point. That is what makes this show so powerful. She's stuck. She understands that was their destiny. They chose it. They chose to go into battle, and they're all dead. But it's getting a second core, which means that they're all going to survive. Probably. If the writers are smart, that won't be the case. But knowing how these things go, I highly doubt they're smart enough to think that deeply. They broke into God's domain. Yes, that is exactly how the series describes it. And now they're fighting someone who looks exactly like Arrow, except he's older? Is he supposed to be his father? I don't know. This series is insane. And I think somebody on this staff took drugs. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone on this staff probably took drugs at some point. They took drugs through the whole process. That's what I'm getting from this show. So we now know that the villains are after some kind of weapon, but that doesn't really matter because this episode is yet another joke to poke fun at the fact that the heroes are much worse than the villains. And that's what makes this series funny. No matter what happens, everybody's just horrified at how far R6 and his group will go to get what they want. Other than that, the same usual sex jokes and nothing else. Real Nemo is visited by the spirit of dead Nemo. It's not as interesting as it sounds. And now he has the power to defeat the villain, who wants to do what exactly? I still don't exactly know what she wants to do. She wants to create a new world, I guess. I've never understood this about people. Villains in particular. So, you want to make a new world, so you destroy the old one, and now what? Now what you're gonna do? What are you gonna do? Everybody's dead. Can you, bring them back to life with magic? Can you? Magic? Are you gonna populate somehow? I highly doubt that. I've never really understood this logic, and it's a boring and overused villain motivation. The art still looks pretty, though. They're mostly just fighting the villains this episode. And, of course, they beat them. Okay, most of them. Joshua hasn't shown back up yet, but other than that, it's just that I'm killing the villains. It looks pretty, but it's not really much to talk about. So we finally find out what happened to the idol, the missing one. You know, the one that this whole series touted it was leading up to. She's dead. Do we even know her name at this point? Do we know anything about her besides the fact that she disappeared? I don't think so. I can't remember anything other than and that stupid dash cam footage would took up so much time, and the fact that maybe Otokawa had her in his house. Other than that, I can't think of anything else that covered. There's just a lot of random stuff about people wanting people dead, and then one of the brothers wants to shoot somebody because I don't know, and I don't care at this point. I just realized the big problem with this show. The mystery is interesting, but since there's no other characters to interact with, it's basically just us the 6 leads spouting all the information at you. It's just one giant exposition dump, and it's just not interesting. Okay, that's not exactly true. There is one character who we meet briefly, but she can't actually remember anything about the accident and doesn't actually lead to anything. It's just the character spouting information at us, and it's just so boring. Especially when you realize that they're just giving us all the answers up front instead of letting us have a chance to figure it out for ourselves. I don't think this show knows how detective shows work. Not gonna lie, Sirius stealing Runmaru's powers was actually kind of interesting, and he was the best singer out of all of the characters. Like, his voice is actually really good. I just wish they'd stop trying to drip feed us whatever plot they're getting at and just get on with it. They actually end up fighting something. It's just slime, and it's not very interesting, but at least it's more than we've gotten so far. To tell you the truth, I've only watched this series this long because I really, really, really like Yuri. Not that kind of Yuri, the character Yuri. And I really, really, really wish that they developed the relationship between Ira and Kyle. That's actually really interesting. But they haven't done that so far. Hopefully a season 2. I kind of wish for a season 2, but at the same time, I really don't. So I was right about them being drugged with coffee, although if it only takes so little as a punch to knock them out of it, then again, what is the point? Wait, it was funny seeing Sean get punched in the face, though. I will admit that. Also, so it looks like America has been taken somewhere? I'm assuming by Edward. I don't know, and I actually don't understand why. Like, what's his purpose in doing this? I guess we'll find out in the next episode. I want a Coke. I like Coke. The drink, not the drugs. I've never done drugs a day in my life. I don't get why people like Pepsi. I only drink it as a necessity when in restaurants don't have anything else. And if you tell yourself you can't tell the difference, then you're lying. There's a clear difference. Coke tastes crisper and not manufactured. It's better. It's just better. You know, I was all ready to like this series. The first few episodes did a good job of setting up its premise, but as the series went on, it became painfully clear that this series was another one that was pushing forgiveness. Like, at one point, Yoshikawa says, "You only have one mother, and it's your responsibility to take care of her." I'm sorry, you mean the mother who smacked her in the face and said she wishes she'd never been born? 'Cause I certainly wouldn't want a mother like that. And the fact that this series is setting Sayu to go back is just really obnoxious and really disappointing. You know, Mrs. Ogiwara is not going to change. You know that by forgiving her and letting it go, Sayu's going to go back to the same abuse again. And that's how it works. The abuser lulls you into a sense of thinking you're safe and thinking that they won't do it again, and then they do it again and again and again and again and again. She's not sorry. She just doesn't want her image tarnished, because that's how it works with abusers. And the fact that this show was having Sayu goes back speaks volume to how little it understands about abuse. So I just wanted all of you to know that next week is going to be a little bit shorter, because the series that end up ending with episode 12 are going to be lumped in with the series that end with episode 13. So if the series isn't finished, it's going to be included in next week's wrap-up, but if the series is finished, it's going to be included in the wrap-up of the week after that.